Hello, everybody. This is Kama with the online talk show Pursuing Your Passion. And today my guest is Carol. She is an author of a new book called Out of Practice. I want to welcome everybody to my show. Carol, thank you so much for being on.
Thank you for inviting me. I'm very honored.
Now, my question for you, or my statement to you, is I want you to tell my audience just a little bit about yourself and who you are.
Okay, I'm a GP, that's a general practitioner. I think that probably would be a doctor involved with family medicine in the United States. And I work about 20 miles away from where I live, and I've been working there for 30 years. I started writing seriously about 8 years ago, and it's just grown since then, and it's just become probably one of the best things I ever did.
Now, what made you get into writing? Was this something that you thought about as a child, or you just decided to, just one day you just realized you had a lot that you wanted to put out, or something specific you wanted to put out?
I think when I was a child, I definitely wanted to write, and I was always writing stories, and I wrote a book when I was about 13, all about children and their ponies, because that's the sort of child I would like to have been, with lots of ponies, but sadly didn't have any. And then I went to university, and as you can imagine, studying medicine doesn't leave you much time for anything else in your life, nor when you first qualified and you're busy. So it was really just about, as I say, about 6 years ago, and I suddenly had an idea, and I knew that I had to just start writing about it, because it just seemed the right thing to do.
Now, your book, Out of Practice, let's talk a little bit about that. If you can give us a background about your book.
Sure. People always say, don't they, that you have to write about what you know, and so my book is about general practice. It's completely fictitious, though. It's not autobiographical in any way. So the main character is one of the doctors, and although the main story is about her life as a doctor and her home life, there's a lot in the background going on about different patients and their problems and their troubles or their joys in life. So I think it's a good mix.
And you're looking to do this as a series, correct? This is just one out of 4 books that you're writing?
This is one in a series of 4. Each one features a different doctor as the main character, and I have written 2 other standalone novels. They're about doctors, but I think I'd like to write a 5th one about this particular group of characters because I've become very fond of them.
Now, your passion, what is your passion that made you focus on this particular book and the books that you've written? Is there one particular thing? What is it that you want us to get out as an audience as we read your book?
I want you to be blown away by a roller coaster of different emotions. So there's some funny things in it, there's some sad things in it, there are some things that you would worry about, there are some things that you can empathize with, and things to make you cross. So it's really just what I'd like to think is just a good read with characters that you care about.
Mm-hmm. Now, what is your overall plans as far as being an author goes? Do you just plan on continuing to write just series of books, or are you gonna, or are you gonna be traveling around so people can be able to purchase your product and also get to know a little bit more about the author?
I would love to travel around given the opportunity. I just have to wait to see if that opportunity arises, but I'm ready to go anytime. But yes, of course, I need to keep writing because I think it's good for me to write. It helps me de-stress. My husband says I'm a nicer person when I'm writing. Can't think what he possibly means by that. But, so yes, definitely carry on writing, and anything else that crops up is a bonus.
So writing is your passion.
It definitely is.
So it's that stress reliever. We all have something that we love to do. Like with me, I love to talk. This is a stress reliever for me. I've gone through meetings before a show, and as soon as I get on, it's like everything is out of my mind because this is what I focus on. What would you tell the audience about going after their passion and pursuing their passion and why they need to?
Everybody needs to have a passion in life, and I think everybody secretly has one. And I think I would say to everybody, don't be afraid to pursue that passion, because if you really want to do it, you will do. And don't be put off by other people. Don't be put off by failures and setbacks along the way. Just keep trying. If it hadn't been for me putting my novel on a website and then just having the miraculous good fortune to be offered a publication by Guy Boulian of Éditions Dédicaces, you have to keep hoping, and miracles do happen.
Yes, yes. And then you had, I was reading where you were working on something to be in one of the biggest publishing stores, or one of the biggest bookstores.
Yes. There is a big chain of booksellers in the UK called Waterstones. I'm just waiting for a call back to see if I can do a book signing in the branch in the town where I work. I went in to see them just this week, and as I say, I'm just waiting for someone to get back to me.
Okay. And I see, there you go. I was going to say, I see you holding up your book, but we don't see the book. Yes, that's the cover of the book, Out of Practice. I want the audience to get a little more familiar with you so they can understand, where did the mindset of Out of Practice come from? What made you decide to go ahead and publish this book?
This one is the first book that I wrote, so it's very special to me. The most wonderful thing about writing it was that when I started writing it, I thought that I had the plot completely worked out in my head. But as the characters developed, they took over, and it became quite obvious that what I had intended for them wasn't what would happen. And it was a rather exciting feeling to feel that these characters come to life and take over and write the book themselves.
Wow, so that's the difference with writing. When you get into your character, you're able to see, or feel your character, and it just continues to develop from there. Now, for someone, and for someone that has never written a book, what would you tell them about that, as far as how do they get involved in the character? Is that something that just happens as you're writing?
I think that the most important thing you need to have is a really good idea for a story. And then you need to perhaps establish one or two characters and think about what you think they're going to be like. And then I think as you write about them and introduce other characters, then that's when it all starts to dovetail together and make sense.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm going to tell you to don't put your hand on the title, because I want them to continue to see the title. You're covering up the title. There we go. For those that are watching, no, that's okay. How do we get a copy of this book?
Thanks again to Guy. It's available on Amazon, Lulu, Biblio, forgot the others, Barnes & Noble. It's just gone on. It's also, if you happen to live in France, Russia, or Malaysia, it's available there now, as I've just heard today. So I think most places where you would go online to buy a book. Okay.
And I want to talk real quick. I hear your pets in the back, and I read that you have 11 donkeys.
Yes, we've got 11 donkeys. Yep, 2 ponies.
2 ponies, 2 dogs, 2 cats.
Oh well, we've got 4 dogs now.
Oh wow!
We've just got 2 Labrador puppies. They're probably what you can hear in the background.
Okay, yes. Now, how are you raising the donkeys? I just wanted to ask you about that. I thought that was interesting.
Sorry?
I'm sorry. What made you get the donkeys?
Oh, the donkeys. Right. Well, I always wanted to have a horse that I could ride, but again, work was too all-consuming. So I thought, well, I could have donkeys because they don't need to be exercised regularly, but they're still fun to look after and wonderful characters. So I settled for 2 of those, and now we've got 11. So that's how it goes.
That's amazing to me. I've never met anyone that owned any donkeys. And also, for those that are watching, just FYI, if you have any questions, you can just put your questions down, and I don't mind asking Carol the question. So just feel free, because it is open to you. I wanted to know if you can maybe kind of talk a little bit more about yourself, maybe something that we don't know about you, so we can again get a little more familiar with our author.
Okay, right. I'm really, really lucky. I live out in the country. It's very beautiful in a part of the UK called the Yorkshire Dales. As I said, we've got 11 donkeys, 2 ponies, 2 cats, and 4 dogs. What else do I do? Oh, the donkeys are very special. One of them drives a little trap, and last year he was the British champion.
Wow.
So that's something not many people know about me.
Wow, that is interesting. And also, this is my first international interview, and I'm just very elated because I have not had the chance to. I didn't realize I would go internationally via online, and that's the beauty of being able to do the show. I get to meet people from all over the world. Now, with the next 3 of your books, what are we to expect?
Right, okay, well, more of the same, with lots of stories about patients, some definite surprises about some of the characters, some unexpected twists and turns, but again, everything that is perfectly possible to happen in real life, because these are situations in some way, shape or form I have come across while I've been working, and I've just tweaked them so that nobody's identifiable, but these things happen in real life.
Now, where are you going further with once you finish this series?
I think I would really like to try a novel about something other than a novel based in general practice. I would like to have a completely different scenario. I read loads and loads of crime novels. I'm very fond of those, and I would like to write something more along those lines, perhaps a thriller.
That would be interesting. There's a movie, I don't know if you guys have it out there. It's called The Purge. And
I haven't heard of it.
Okay, that's probably to me one of the just craziest movies out there. And I'm sure if this was a book, I'm sure it would have people on edge. And it's just about people having 12 hours to commit any crime they want to, and it's just crazy. So I love to watch those type of movies. I haven't really read any thriller books, because most of the books that I read are like motivational books and things like that. But that would be very interesting. Very interesting. Are you thinking about doing any type of autobiography?
Oh, I don't know if I'm interesting enough for that.
Not anything you thought about?
No, I don't think so, no. Maybe, you never know. I think my patients worry that I might write my autobiography.
Yeah, I'm sure you've seen so much over the years, and things happen, and people are like, oh my gosh, they sometimes want to hear. Of course, you won't tell names or tell situations or
things right.
Specific, but I know that's sometimes something that people are really drawn to, because I'm thinking about writing one for myself, but I don't know if I want to do an autobiography yet. I'm in process of one thing, but I don't know if that's something that I really want to do.
You look very young to me. I think it's a bit strange when people write autobiographies when they're still very young, because they've still got a lot of life to live, haven't they?
Yeah. I've been through all kinds of things, so I figure, hey, I can start now.
You can have 2 volumes.
Yeah, I know. You're absolutely right. Right now, I have Guy on. He said hello. He said he and his wife are watching and listening right now, so he says hi.
Hi back. I hope he's enjoying it.
I think he is. He is your publisher. Just FYI,
Yeah.
for those that don't know, he is the publisher and who has linked us together and has done a very, very good job. So his information will be on here as well, to see if you want to publish a book for yourself.
He is
So,
fabulous.
yeah, he is. I will say we haven't met face to face, of course,
Hmm.
but he is wonderful. He is absolutely
Yes.
wonderful. Well,
Yes.
before I let you go, is there anything you want to share with the audience? Anything else you want to share with the audience or something you want to leave with the audience?
I think, is your audience predominantly from the USA?
You know what? Actually, yes, they are predominantly from the
Right.
U.S. We are.
Okay. So I would say to them, don't be put off by the fact that it's about English doctors. It could be about any doctors at all. And hopefully, if you just start reading it and get to know the characters, you'll want to keep going till you reach the end. And then hopefully there will be 3 more for you to read as well.
Okay. Also, are you doing any type of book fairs or anything like that?
I haven't got any plans for that yet. I'm going to have a lot more time on my hands from the beginning of August, so I can start thinking about that then.
Okay, okay. And I also want to mention, Guy says hello from Canada. He is a publisher from Canada, just FYI
Yes.
for those that are
Yes.
watching.
Right, that's
Wow,
fine then.
we're all over. I think that is just so great. I just love, this is why I love technology. We can bring each other
Oh,
together
absolutely.
all over. All over. Now, is your book also, is it in PDF or online, or do they just order and get a actual book?
No, no, you can buy it on Amazon Kindle and PDF form as well, yes.
Okay. All right. And what are the ways that we can get to you if we have any questions? Do we go through Guy or do you have his information? If not, we will get it and make sure we post it.
I would have thought probably the first port of call would be through Guy,
Okay.
because he's my publisher, but I am on Facebook, so people could follow me there, and
Okay.
and they would hear all about the donkeys if they did that.
Okay. And what is your Facebook information?
I'm just Carol Tetlow on
Okay.
Facebook. Yeah.
Okay. All right, well, we'll make sure we get this information up there. And for those that are watching, again, this is my first international show, which really makes me feel really good for doing the show for the last year. I've interviewed people from all over the United States, and this is my first, so it's always a first for everything. And for those that are watching, make sure that you do follow Carol on Facebook. I will have all her information. I'll also have Guy's information in regards to his publishing company, so that way if you're looking to have a book published, you can talk to him and interview with him as far as, what it is that he can offer you with his publishing group. And if you want to get in contact with me, you can go to kamaspeaks.com. That's KAMA speaks.com. You can follow me all over Facebook, all over social media. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, Twitter, LinkedIn, Google Plus, all under Kama Speaks. And I believe my Google, I'm under Kama Burton, so that's just a little different. And continue to watch, continue to spread the word, and remember, no matter what you do in life, always pursue your passion. Have a good one.